All in a line. That should be racing. And yes, Wheezy, he tries to get up onto the outside already, but Burr has come to the inside for turn 1 to block him. And there's nowhere to go as we get this one up and going. We had a few incidents at Brands Hatch in the opening. I'm expecting this one to be pretty clean though. It is good to see. Into the first few hairpins. Everybody now, they know it's a long one. Just staying single file. That's the best way to do this because there's not many overtaking opportunities until you get into the final sector of this circuit. But yeah, no one doing anything silly, which is nice to see. Otherwise, oh no, that is Ortek over the top of the hill. He's hit the wall big time, and that's going to hurt Ortek.
That was a commentator's curse, if ever I've heard one.
Yep. Murray Walker believed in the commentator's curse, so do I. Here's the replay. Just watch Ortek. As the car lifts, it got light over the top, and yeah, look at that. Bang. He was very lucky not to collect anyone on his way through. I think that was TT that managed to just dart to the left-hand side. So one car already bites the dust. Ortek. Unfortunately. But I think it was a good lap from everybody. Great start from Burradog. He's already got a half a second lead on Wheezy. And Gazza is still within striking range. Fly's got pesky. Buzzing in behind him. He might actually go for a move here in that Bentley. He does. The black Bentley fills his mirrors. The first turn comes and saves the day. Well behaved. Which is good
I actually got blue screen.
Oh, that's a shame. Oh, 0. I don't think that's an actual super chat. My super chat alerts have been going crazy. But thanks for the super chat alert. There we go. All my super chats are going to pop up now, guys. Historical ones. So if you've ever done it, you're getting your name back up on the screen again. So thank you for that. I don't know why it's doing this. AP Saints donated $5 at one point. Just want to say though, if you do want to support, you've obviously seen the Buy Me a Coffee website. The US now wants obviously my tax number. So if you do want to support, do it via Buy Me a Coffee because the US government for super chats and Facebook will take 30%, and then plus Facebook and YouTube take their cut, which is I think 7 to 10%. So that's already 40% of your donation gone. Where Buy Me a Coffee, it's like a 5% fee, and that's it. I don't pay the tax. So yeah, if you want more of your money to go towards the streaming and stuff, that's the place to do it. By all means though, I appreciate all the help I do get because I never thought I'd get to a point where you guys had thought it was worth anything. So thank you to everyone that's ever done that. But yes, so say you donate $1 on YouTube, 30 cents goes to the US government, 10 cents goes to YouTube, and 60 cents will go to me. Whereas 95 cents will go to me on Buy Me a Coffee, so that's the difference. But yeah, for some reason there's a new tax rule that the US government, they're like, all these creators on the internet are getting money and we want a part of it. So yes, have to hand over.
They've got to get their slice of the pie somehow.
They do. Well, anyway, back to the racing.
I'm just watching Brentcicles chasing down Andrelli. I think that could heat up in the coming laps.
Yeah, Brentcicles, he's gone up one spot. Obviously, I think Ortek dropping has helped that position. So Andrelli's his next target in that Audi. And TT, yeah, it was TT that we saw just dart to the left-hand side. He had to hit the gravel trap, in fact, to avoid Ortek, but he's done well. He's still in this. So some reaction specials from TT there tonight in the McLaren. Chris Lynch.
Brentcicles just got a little bit sideways there and lost a bit of time. He's gathered it back up and back onto it again.
So we've already done 4 lap. We're on to the 4th lap now, ladies and gentlemen. This is Benny. Got a good 3-way fight now. Shamrock holds him up. Benny's going for a move in that Lexus. He's beside. Almost Psycho almost tried as well into the first turn, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard pickings for the rest of the track now. He's just going to have to wait his time, be patient. But Psycho looks fast, actually. He looks a little impatient, in fact. Let's see if he can just wait that little bit to pull that trigger. Otherwise, he will...
Just bide his time.
Yes, if you react a little bit too quickly, it can end up biting you in the butt. Benny here in the Lexus, which, again, another colourful car against Shamrock and Psycho's white and blue. That orange is almost the orange that I use for everything that I brand myself with, so good orange there, Benny. I even know the hash, what's it called? The code for the colour off the top of my head.
Oh, really?
I've used it that much. Yeah. The hexadecimal code, that's what it is. So Shamrock gets a good bit of exit, but Benny matched that perfectly. He's just got to stay close to him now through here, around the final bend, inside that slipstream, down to the front corner, into the Tarzan, as it's called. He might be able to get an overtake. Psycho not as close. Let's see what he can do. What's Shamrock going to do? He's going to hold his line for time being. Benny almost gets completely up beside him.
Oh.
I think he slices through, though. Well done.
Yeah, now he's through.
So Benny's done the work.
Great driving.
It'll be Psycho's turn next. But Shamrock was looking a little bit more confident out of that last corner. Look at that extra pace Benny's got. He's already built that gap.
Scampered.
That's a great word. Scampered. Oh no! Oh, Psycho! He almost came together with the inside wall. His rear end lifted on him. He's very lucky to be still in this one. Let's have a look. Can we see exactly the mechanics of what happened here? Yeah. Probably just hit the brakes. Don't know, maybe his bias was a little bit too far behind him. It set the back end off, but anyway, he's still in it. Almost wasn't though for a moment.
I think a few of the early stoppers too have decided to jump themselves out of the pack as a bit of a strategy.
Well, here we go.
They believe that they've got a bit more pace.
Fly's coming in to stop. And we've got a Bentley. Brentcicles going for a move on the inside of, I think that's Andrelli. He's got it done. So that first corner is a favourite spot for overtakes at the moment. Just like we thought it would be. TT though, still stuck in behind the Audi, and he'll be want to get a cracking move on soon, because I think both Brentcicles, I think that's kart number 1, just ahead, looking very fast. Or is that kart behind? It is. No, kart is behind, rather. ACC makes you work sometimes. It doesn't update the timing until they've hit the splits. So that's why sometimes you're like, hang on, aren't they ahead of this person? Not until they've hit that timing sector that does it actually update, which is slightly annoying. No other racing game does that, but, you know, each to their own.
Pesky one is all over Gaza like a bad rash.
Bad rash.
Yeah.
So he's up in third.
Just got a little bit of space to him there.
He did actually, but yeah, look at that. 1, 2, 3 Bentleys. That's Yep. We were expecting that.
Yeah, Bentley in 5th as well.
Mr. Wilson here in the Ferrari. trying to hold Brentcicles off. He's doing a good job. Andrelli will be under attack from that McLaren from TT shortly. And we've had a few people pit. We've had Wheezy, Fly, HSV, Blanchy, Aaron, Ortec, and Metal Steel. They've all done their first of two. We've still got a 50 minutes to go though.
It'll be interesting to see whether any of the drivers opt for a set of tyres in this particular race. Just from some testing that I've been involved with, your tyre wear does end up, if you stay on the same set, definitely down below the optimum on the left-hand side of the car.
Right.
So it'll be interesting, and your times, can drop away, a second to 2 seconds a lap. So it'll be interesting to see whether anybody sort of half race distance. It might be something I'll keep my eye on as these guys duck into the pits. You'll know by the length of their pit stop whether they've taken tyres or not.
Brentcicles looks like he's getting pushed a little bit. Not by physically pushed, just pushed mentally from the pressure behind. Almost looked like he lost that back end there. Mr. Wilson's getting away from him. And yeah, those super chats are coming up again. I'm going to turn them off. I don't know why that's happening. And that's Mr. Wilson. He'll go into the pit lane. So that releases Brentcicles for the time being, but it still doesn't give him much relief because he's still got two cars who want to move past him. And they're just stuck there at the moment. A little bit wide.
Oh, he's run a bit wide.
Almost for Andrelli. If he keeps putting the pressure on though, he could actually force Brentcicles into an error. It looks like it's actually working.
And Andrelli's got TT all over his bumper.
He sure does. TT's been there since the very beginning. We're almost 15 minutes into this one. TT. But in this second sector, this is where TT drops off. Andrelli's a little bit quicker through here and sort of matches Brentcicles a little bit better, and then it sort of equalises again down the final sector. So we'll watch in anticipation. Can Andrelli get something done? Brentcicles needs to be on his very best performance through here because this guy's hungry. And the Audi is definitely capable. Still TT. Still Andrelli. It's half a second at the moment. It's not a lot of time. Corridor onto the 9th lap. Down the front straight. TT's going to slice off. 3 becomes 2. So I think TT maybe thought he was losing a little bit too much time.
I'll have a look at TT and see whether TT's taking tyres or it's just a short sort of splash and dash, a bit of fuel. And
I'd imagine pitting this early, it's probably a little bit too early to change tyres.
Yeah, it'd definitely only be a fuel stop, I would like to think, but
yeah,
he's putting a bit of fuel in. It's just fuel.
Pesky one. It's Bentley versus Bentley up the front.
And he's out again now. I would say that he's probably put in, maybe 20, 30 litres of fuel, given that stop.
Yep. Well, we do have another stop to go.
Yep.
Maybe he'll do tyres there. Pesky and Gaza. These two pretty equally matched. Same car. It's all going to come down to their setup and driving style here. How much practice do you put in for your setups each week when it comes to the race?
To be honest, not a great deal. I probably, at least ensure that I do one full race run prior to the event, and I might spend another couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours on setup.
Yeah.
And obviously, being captain of NCR, with the team, with the guys, and we're all sort of helping each other. you know, talking to some of the newer guys and trying to give them a little bit of coaching wherever possible. So not a massive amount. Again, you know, that it's that, you know, let's call it life gets in the road scenario. So we've got a few guys that are shift workers. So, you know, again, that makes it difficult. You know, catching up with them. They're on nights, we're on days, and it's not always easy. But look, I do know that there's guys out there that will put in 40, 50 hours worth of practice before an event.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's unbelievable the amount of time some people put into it.
Yeah.
Which
they reap the results of it.
Yeah, obviously.
There's no two ways about that.
Absolutely. That's where I think there was a conversation starting, whereas it's not so much for league races, but more about your online stuff. Is how do you figure out, you know, the guys that are there to entertain or just have a bit of fun, and the guys that are taking it a bit seriously. You know, how do you? Where's the middle ground, sort of thing? And how do you determine? How do you keep everyone happy, so to speak? Because there's going to be guys that, I don't know, might not. They're just there to have fun. They're not taking it so seriously. They might do a stupid move up into turn one and cause a massive accident. And then they might take out 5 people that have spent, like you said, 60 hours that week practicing. So yeah.
And then you've got to ask yourself, well, was that all worth it?
That's true.
when that does happen, but then if they come away with the, you know, the race wins or, you know, the podiums, and you know, they can sit back and say, well, it was. For me, my racing is look. I'm happy to run around. It doesn't matter, 10th, 16th, 17th, 8th, whatever it may be. If I'm dicing with somebody,
yeah.
It doesn't bother me as a person necessarily where I finish. It's about the enjoyment of the race.
Fair enough.
You know, no chance racing. A lot of, you know, the racing that we do completely separate to this is all no tune.
Right.
Jump in the same make of vehicle. There's a 10-minute practice session. This is the track. Away we go.
Yeah, that's needed sometimes, I think.
Yeah, correct.
And we've got the battle between Pesky and Gaz. We're just watching this one unfold. We're watching Psychogen C4. Look at Gazza though. Is he right up on? Is that Burrow Dog he's right up against? He's going to block.
He must be.
Anything for Pesky. Oh, Pesky might actually be able to get around the outside. No, Gazza done well. No, it was Burrow Dog. That was so Burrow's got the gold stripe. Gazza's got the black stripe.
So what happened there then? If Burrow was behind,
I think he just got a bad exit out of that last corner. I don't know, because it didn't look like he was that close before. But there you go.
Yeah.
So this top 3 so equally matched at the moment, and Pesky, well, he's driving out of his skin tonight at the moment, doing a great job there in third place. He looks quick.
And I thought Brentcicles, once he, you know, I can't remember who it was that was in front of him that pitted a little earlier. I thought he might have closed the gap, but the gap's actually grown.
Yeah, it's 9 seconds.
You know, whilst he's now got a little bit of breathing space to Andrelli. Yeah, I thought he might have closed that gap.
Well, was not expecting it to be this close at the front, even between BHR boys Gazza and Burrow Dog. So it looks like Gazza could be slightly playing the rear gunner role here, just blocking off Burrow. Blocking off Pesky.
It definitely looks like it. It definitely looks like it to me.
So they're doing.
I wonder whether you know, Burrow's struggling for some reason.
Well, let's see. Does he take to the pit lane this lap? We're getting to 40 minutes to go, so it wouldn't be.
Yes, he is. There he goes.
So here we go. What does Pesky do? He tries to slice out as we get a new race leader. Pesky doing a great job at the moment of defending, and the 444 will stay in front as we exit the apex of the first turn, and we start lap number 13.
Just following Burrow into the pits for his pit stop to sort of get again a bit of an indication as to, you know, what he may be doing.
So back to, we've got 10th between Gazza and Pesky. It's very, very close. You can see he's right up in behind. It wouldn't take much for Pesky to set Gazza off if he was a little bit closer, but that stalled on my screen for a little too long there. I thought we were about to crash.
Don't say that.
No. No, this is a good race. And I'm sure everyone out there watching wants to see the end of this one. And it'll be really, really good to see where Burradog filters back out in all of this.
Well, Burrow's only just come out of the pits as we speak. So that was quite a long stop. I'm going to take a stab that if it's not a set of tyres, it was a lot of fuel went in.
So he's looking to have a short second stop and finish lighter on fuel. Now, what does Pesky do? Will he continue on, or will he run with it? He's actually made a bit of time on Gaz has made a bit of time on Pesky.
Broken. Yeah.
Just seems down this straight. Pesky seems to get great torque and traction of that last turn. Something that Gazza and Burrow can't quite match. I don't know what it is. But yes, he has built the gap. Says 6/10 there. So Gaz is working on it.
Brentcicles has pulled a second back, but whether that was to do with the front three being held up slightly, I think, by Burradog.
Oh, we just went to
Before he pitted.
TT and Aaron. Aaron took a lot of curve through that S's there. Chucked the car. Got a little bit airborne as well. Lucky he didn't take any suspension damage. That was so violent. The TT's looking quick in that McLaren, the 125. And Aaron Blanchy just ahead of them in that Audi. So we've got a three-way battle. This is for 10th. Got some good racing all the way through the field today, which is very interesting, keeping us on our toes a little bit.
Yeah.
Back at home, where do we watch? There's a lot happening. Got some good racing nonetheless.
And just keeping an eye on the front too. That gap has sort of stagnated between Gazza and Pesky. It's still only 0.6 of a second.
Wow, I don't know how he fit through there. I don't see that very often. Blanchy did well to stay out of his way. Incredible stuff. So he goes to 10th. Watch this on the replay. We come up over the hill. Somehow, Aaron just held the inside line. Oh, I don't know how he did that. Did that zero contact as well. Well done.
His eyes might have been closed.
Oh, that was amazing. Well done. It's overtaken the day so far. At least what we've seen. So,
Gazza's the gap at the front. Gazza to Pesky is now just nearly at a second.
So Gazza's got some pace, and he's using it.
Yep.
So I wonder what's going to be more effective tonight, the under or the overcut? Because
Brentcicles is into the pits.
there he is in 5th, yes. That's his first stop. TT just had to awkwardly pull that up a bit. I don't know if that was lag as well, but he's trying to catch the Blanchy here. Blanchy seems to have him in this first sector, and TT's got him covered in the next, but hasn't quite been able to orchestrate that overtake that he needs. 4/10 was the last measurement of their split. We'll get a new one shortly. You can see Aaron's getting away. So Aaron's got quite some pace that he wanted to use.
Yeah, a long stop for Brentcicles. From 3rd place down to 15. 6:17.
Must be thirsty tonight, the old Bentley.
Yeah, absolutely.
TT
That
trying.
might be their undoing.
It might be. I've seen it before.
So Pesky's into the pits.
So Gazza remains out in the lead. Andrelli will take second. This is Blanchy at the moment. Still holding off TT. dropped to about 4/10. Let's see if TT can get the exiting ease out of this final corner to get himself into the top 10. Or will there be a second pit stop? It's a little bit early, but Psycho's done both. Don't know if that's due to having to go in for damage or something. You can see, look how close TT is here. He closes the gap down the straight, but again, coming into the braking zone, he actually got beside him, and TT's made that work. Well done. TT gets another move. Blanchy moves one. So, great moves happening all the way through. No. He touched the grass.
Stop, go. Pesky's got to stop, go.
Oh, no. The speeding in the pit lane.
Have to be speeding in pit lane. Yep.
So there's the overtake for TT, and he almost come unstuck here as he touched the grass, coming out of the right-hander. Just a bit of understeer, almost undone it. And then we saw the stop-go pop up. So that's just killed Pesky's day. It's a massive shame. Pesky was doing so well. Wonder what he can scramble out of it tonight. It's looking good for a podium. It's definitely made getting a podium now a very difficult task.
Yeah, from back down in 15th with the 30-second stop go. I think that'll put him outside the top 10 quite possibly.
Can't,
was aiming up as a podium.
And you can't even work on your car. What a shame.
Yeah.
It's a harsh penalty to take, but I mean, it is what it is. It's a rule. I wonder if he's going to take it straight away. He will.
Yeah.
He'll be super careful too. Well, I would be. That's that entry to the pit lane though.
It's pretty quick through there. You just got to make sure you stop and in first gear and below for 50 kilometres an hour, otherwise it's all over. So that could have even been on his entry because it won't show till he leaves the pits.
Right, okay. I mean, it's easy enough to do it on entry. Try to make up a little bit of time. Everyone does it.
So we're only showing 3 drivers, first, second and third, to still take their first of their stops, and obviously we've got 2 that have completed their stops.
Yes, Alltech.
Alltech, we know, definitely was obviously damaged, and he would have taken the opportunity to do what he needed to do as a pit stop at the same time, but not sure about Psycho.
So, we just saw Blanchy there run a little wide. How was the pit window changed the way you attack a race strategy now? Because obviously that was causing issues with the server, but that means as for drivers you can pit as early as you want now. Has that changed things?
Look, again, I think it comes down to the absolute individual. We were talking earlier about how important qualifying is, and if you don't get your qualifying right, and you believe that you've got a better race pace than maybe 2 or 3 drivers in front of you, if you feel as though you're being held up, you don't have. Yeah, particularly on a track like this, and say something like Brands Hatch, again, difficult to overtake somebody. You don't have too much of an option other than to go early and hopefully get yourself into a bit of space, where you can be putting in the faster lap times that when your competitors pit, you actually jump them. So it's just it's something that's fluid.
Makes perfect sense. Now,
I'm not sure what's happened here with Paul Pesky.
Yeah.
But his stop-go is still showing.
It is, isn't it?
This could be a game glitch, quite possibly. It did happen to Shamrock going back to, I think it was Paul Ricard, where yes, he sped into pit lane, so he put his hand up for that, but he went back in on the next lap, stopped, and went back out, and it was still there.
Damn, so that looks like it's happening to Pesky.
Yeah, it does. Now, I don't know whether it's something where you've got 3 laps to complete your stop, go, or drive through, or whatever it is that you may receive. So I don't know whether it's something that within the game you need to drive on for a couple of laps to allow maybe the game to catch up in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And then do your stop, go. I won't be surprised if he comes back out again and it's still there, because that did happen to Shamrock back at Paul Ricard.
Well, that's such a shame, because Pesky, even though he was outside the podium with the stop-go, he was still looking quite competitive.
Yeah.
Gaming Clips asks, can you pit during a drive-through? You can't.
No.
You cannot. So it doesn't count. TT made that look easy, because Aaron got all sideways and skewered. So TT got that move quickly done. And Burradog now stuck in behind. Greg says, do we get a live stream from our commentary partner? I don't think you're live streaming, are you?
No.
So sorry, guys.
No, that's an in-joke from the one of the NCR boys, mate. We won't go down that road.
Okay.
Thanks, Greg, for the question.
Right. Yeah. I heard that there's a lot of in-jokes going on. Obviously, they go straight over my head, but that's good. That's fine. But yeah, no, gaming, you can't pit through a penalty. You got to take the penalty, and then if you got to pit, come in next lap and do that. So
yeah. Correct.
Otherwise, you could essentially null and void the penalty in certain situations. So that's
now, Gazza's been in and out. I didn't pick up how long he was actually in for, though. So he's been in and done his pit stop.
I think
come out. I think it may have just been a short one. And Burradog's now in. Yeah,
Burrow, I think that was a good decision. He was caught behind some traffic, so this will give him some clean room anyway. And halfway through, I know he can get to the end from here quite easily.
Yeah, so a definite short splash and dash from Burradog to the end. So he's done and completed his pit stops.
All right, so this is TT now. And that Bentley. Let's just trying to figure out where's TT in all this. Gazza, it's Gazza, that's right. So TT's doing all right at the moment. Just riding with Gazza.
Yeah.
He's been slowly making his way forward tonight. I've hardly seen him make a mistake. We saw him make one little error before, but it was a small one.
And Drelly's just pitted and he's made a mistake. He's overshot his pit box because I just saw him reverse back up.
Oh, well, that's fine. That's time lost.
Yeah.
So he will pit from the lead, and everybody now starting to come in for the second as Wheezy's done, Burrow, Wilson, Shamrock, Ortek, Psycho and Pesky have all completed their mandatory stops. The rest of the field still got one to go. And Gazza and TT just put on a little bit of a race here for us, which is nice to see for 4th and 5th, but they're essentially 1st and 2nd, I would say, when flying. I'm just trying to figure out how did they fall down so far.
Well, I think if you look at Gazza and TT as an example, I think both those guys have gone in for the initial just the splash and dash. Where I noticed Burradog's pit stop was quite long. I didn't have a stopwatch on it to get an idea of whether it was a tyre change, but it was quite long. So I think some of the original front runners were or did take tyres.
Right.
So that's put them further down the field, and obviously Gazza himself, who was at the front, he was definitely a splash and dash and out again. And I think TT's done the same along the way.
Well, that could make a huge difference come the final couple of laps as well. Benny put the pressure big time on Andrelli there. He was side on to the Audi. But Andrelli somehow snaked his way out. Benny now still chasing. And we've got a good line of cars behind. Carton, Metal, Steel behind these dudes as well. But Andrelli, can he deal with the pressure from this Lexus? Because, well, he's looking pretty quick. And we'll come up to the start finish line now. And to start their lap 22. And look how quick Benny is in that Lexus. Andrelli, he will hold the line. Looks like he's not going to defend it at all. And Benny will get the move. So an easy one for Benny. Andrelli didn't want to fight that one too much.
Well done. We've just had TT in for again another short stop.
TT, yeah.
Yeah, Aaron is in, and I think he is on betting he's taking tyres.
No, we haven't seen Metal Steel too much tonight, but here he is chasing Kart. He's had a fairly decent season so far. As he sits 7th place at the moment in the AMG. Metal Steel in that Ferrari. I think a lot of people like the new Evo, the Ferrari Evo, when that was released. That seems to be a bit more stable than the old model.
I'm actually driving the Evo Ferrari, and I find it quite good. Pretty stable, definitely. But there is, like most of these cars, there's an art to driving it. You can't jump out of a Ferrari into a Mercedes into a McLaren and try to drive them the same way.
No, they've all got their own quirks and styles. As Metal Steel will peel away, Andrelli does the same thing. So that gives a relief to kart number 1, and more drivers now finish their mandatory stops. Fly is the leader of this race, number 399. And there is Pesky 1, but he's not fighting for second. He's a back marker now. So he did get rid of that stop-go, but he's lost so much time.
Yeah.
Because you said he almost had to do that twice.
Yeah, and as I say, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not a glitch.
Yeah.
Because, you get pinged for speeding in pit lane, when you go in for your stop-go, you sure as, hell aren't going to get done again. You'd be going in even slower than you would.
Yeah. Yeah. You're playing on your mind, that's for sure.
Yeah, very much so.
So that's HSV getting around our back marker and Gaza here in third. We're thinking tyres maybe is the reason, but there was a long
that's what I would look at this point in time.
Yeah.
You look at Burra down there in 10th.
Gaz has got some damage there on the back of that car. His back bumper is slightly ajar, so I don't know if he's been in something.
Wonder whether that was. Oh yeah, there was a bit. Whether there was, maybe a touch from Pesky that we didn't see. You don't know.
Maybe. Andrelli and Benny at teammates, nice and easy. It was.
Yep.
Bruce Hale will be watching from the skies above and be very proud of his green race team. Yeah, especially this season, the BHR boys have
absolutely
dominated, and they're doing pretty well in the GT Sport series as well. So, yeah, there you go. His legacy lives on. So,
there's quite a few gaps forming here between the cars. There's not a lot of, close racing at the minute. Of course, I think you find that will change, particularly when some of these cars that have still got their last pit stop to go, as to where they filter back into the pack.
Oh, absolutely. It's weird how it does that, but I see it pretty much every race in almost every sim. And yeah, you're right.
Gaz has got. Sorry, you were just saying Gaz has got some severe damage down the driver's side too.
Yeah.
Not just in the rear, down the driver's side of the car.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, so maybe there was an accident we missed with him.
Yes.
Maybe it was a bit of wall riding.
Yeah.
Because it's not that far-fetched. I wonder if he was pushed on or maybe pushed too hard. But you're right, there it is. You can see it's all scraped off. So Benny comes in. But yeah, there's no one battling. Oh, we got Andrelli. And Mr. Wilson.
Yeah, Andrelli's closed in on Mr. Wilson. And fairly quickly too, I might add, because I was looking at that before. He was about 1.7 seconds away from
pace.
Mr. Wilson. But
so let's see who will win this one out to the straight line speed. Imagine the Ferrari's a little nimble car down the straight. Audi though, they used to dominate the GT series, especially the short sprint series a few years ago. That's all you used to see on the grid. And the block paint was Audis. It was just Audis everywhere.
yeah.
But you don't see it like that anymore. Oh, Mr. Wilson's got him, especially through those corners. The gap did grow to 4/10, but like you said, Andrelli did close the gap quite considerably.
This could be a very, very interesting finish. Yeah,
I think it will be.
Just looking at the gaps and approximately how long it is to do a pit stop. Just a trundle through and a short stop. It could be very interesting at the pointy end.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a lot of competition. I think for those top 3 spots. I think there's been a few surprises along the way. So we've only got 18 minutes to go. It's already flown by that quickly. This is for the 10th position. Wilson holds it and Andrelli wants it. And this is his best opportunity to take something. And they've both done their stops as well. So it's just racing hard to the end from here. Mr. Wilson looks like he's in control.
A bit of glitching. Does he look like a bit of glitching going on there? Are you saying what I'm saying?
Maybe it's just your screen. Looked all smooth for us.
Yeah, okay, good.
Oh no, that's Benny in the background, I think. It is.
Yeah.
On the straight. How's he done that?
I think he's run wide over the ripple strip and or he may have caught the inside ripple strip. Didn't quite see it properly.
Oh, where does Shamrock go? Let's have a look. See, can we see it in the back? No. But he did hit the wall there, head on as well. So I think Benny's going to have to come in for a stop. Shamrock and Ortec, they are teammates, but they are racing now for position. Brett says on for a P&L 1-2. It's looking good. Oh, here we go. No, Shamrock holds it. Ortec. I thought he was going to chuck it up the inside and just squeeze on through. He's going to do it here. We'll get the undercut done. No. Well done. So Shamrock loses the spot and Ortec can fly away and start to catch Benny now, who's doing all right considering he had the accident.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yes,
that was a decent shunt down that straight.
It was. I wish that was a super chat, fellas. It's just again, my super chats are dying. I might have to reset the widget or something. So, but again, if you do want to support us, buymeacoffee.com/Demo1Garage, the best place. If you have supported us, I have put up the new podcast. And on Thursday, the podcast actually will go public for everyone else. So keep a lookout on our website for that one.
Brentcicles is on the back of cart number 1. Really starting to push him along.
Brentcicles, yes he is. Brentcicles needs the pit. Baradog was also giving TT some food for thought. TT's doing well with the pressure at the moment. Mr. Wilson, though, just a little ways off, but if he can catch up, he's in for a chance.
HSVV is into the pits. It'll be interesting to see where he comes out. There goes Brentcicles into the pits as well for his last stop.
15 minutes to go. I don't think we're going to see any crazy ones like we did last week at Brentcicles on the final lap.
That was a short stop for HSVV as well.
Yeah, it wasn't long. He's already out. Or he's coming out.
Yep. It was a splash and dash. Brentcicles is a little longer. Now he's on his way now too, so I'd say a little bit more fuel.
So just we come out before them. There's Burradog and TT, so they're just behind him. So this is getting into the pointy end now, everybody. This is where things are going to get super serious. This is Overtake on Benny. Overtake's looking super quick through here. Benny, I don't think he's got many legs left to stand on. After that accident, I think Overtake's going to have the pace. I'm surprised, actually, he didn't get in there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Overtake, he was looking quick, but maybe just a little bit too cautious. He's a little bit more mongrel in the attack. But
well, he did have that lap 1 incident. There was, no point having another one.
That's true. Just looked like he had it done though. But anyway, so we'll take the chase. Benny now. That's where he had the accident. It's like every time when you do have an accident like that, it does play on your mind a little bit. Overtake up the inside. And he's done well to give him space, but Overtake's holding that line. So we turn in on each other. He's gone the very long way. And Overtake now forced onto the outside. Benny, they might be able to cross over on each other here. Overtake's trying something different. Benny, though, is in control.
Benny's not giving it away.
No, he's not. He holds the inside now, so defensive line works for him into the S's. And Overtake will have to reassess as we get back to the last corner, 2 corners now. Overtake. This is where Overtake was looking quick before. If he can do it again, he should be able to get into the start-finish. So here we go.
He's close.
He's very
he's
close.
Gone wide there. Yeah, if you get up onto that inside river strip, it will push you wide.
Yeah, look at that. He's lost a lot of pace.
He's lost the... Gazza has pitted and he is struggling because he is definitely carrying that damage through and he's dropped to 7.
Right. JJ, he didn't donate. That was my alerts. My alerts have been playing up. They've just been playing old alerts for some reason. Some of those alerts are like 2 years old. So no, AB Saints didn't just donate. He has donated in the past, but he didn't just donate then. Everyone donating then wasn't actually donating. So that's what... I don't know what's going on. My alerts keep alerting that people keep donating and that's not happening. I wish it was the case, but it sadly isn't.
There's a battle pack forming for Brentcicles, Mr. Wilson and Andrelli.
Yes, there is.
9th and 10th.
Yeah, Brentcicles looks good. Mr. Wilson, though, looks a little bit more under the pump because Andrelli's right there. Andrelli's looked good all night. Looks like he's had some pace. Can he show it off as he gets a little bit of airtime? Wilson, though, he does have pretty good straight line speed, and Andrelli struggled to match him and get up beside him before that braking zone of 1. But it's going to be through these corners where he can find and exploit maybe Wilson's weaknesses if he's got any. That's what Andrelli has to figure out. He's got 11 and a half minutes to do that. So let's see what he can figure out. But those 2 Bentleys of Brentcicles and Gazza, they're starting to make a bit of a gap on those 2. Brett says, struggling to work out which P&L is going to win, Fly or Wheeze.
Well, I think Wheezy's definitely in there. I did actually mention him before race start, just quietly. That his pace has been pretty good. So if you look at the current gap,
something happened to him just before because he was on screen and then he was just gone. He went wide, very wide. Yeah, here we go. So he went in, went behind, and then it's just like did a magic trick. He disappeared. So I think he just went wide through there, and then he almost lost it coming through this left-hander here. So Gaz is looking a little bit worse for wear at the moment. I'm not sure why. But he's gone from leading the race to fighting for it.
Yeah, dropping down the field.
Yes, he's just.
It looks like but look at his car. He's had his damage repaired also. So, well, there we go. Wheezy into P2, completed all his stops, and only 10 seconds behind Blanche.
He'll definitely take the lead.
He'll definitely take the
lead.
And
I said Wheezy was going to drop a spot. He's going to take a spot tonight.
Yep.
He said he'd go from second to third, but he's going to go from second to first.
Whether Burrow can do anything from back there, I'm just watching the timing monitor to see whether, how much he might be able to reduce that gap to have any chance of battling with Wheezy. Yeah, so only a tenth out.
See what I'm talking about? Again, the super chat's come up. I don't know what's going on. Alrighty, 9 minutes. Andrelli still pressuring Mr. Wilson for a spot. He did get past Gazza as he made a slight error a couple of laps ago. Looks like he's running wide.
Right again.
Wonder if tyres maybe for Gazza?
Yeah, I wonder whether Gazza has only or not taken tyres, and then when he did his second stop, depending obviously on how much damage he had, decided to repair it but stay on the same tyres, quite possibly. And as I said earlier, some of the running that I've done, you're very much borderline on wanting new tyres. Again, different setups, different cars.
Yeah. Especially if he's running
good tyres more
high downforce as well.
On correct.
Bentley, it would probably be a little bit more usage on the tyre wear than others. He's just understeering a lot, and he's just struggling to get the car rotated. So, thinking it might be that.
The only other thing is the track temperature's down 4 degrees, so dependent on again, if he hasn't changed tyres and if the temperatures have dropped out of his tyres, he could be suffering from some severe graining on the fronts, possibly.
Yeah, it'd be good if we could see that information. 5:05, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe just I don't know.
We live in hope for the launch of the game for the PS5, hopefully later this year, and see what they can bring to us.
Oh, I am not crossing my fingers that you're going to get much better. I don't trust them. I just don't trust them. I'm sorry. You haven't seen any footage, just like we haven't seen any footage before this was released, and it was a shambles on when it first came out.
Yeah.
And I still haven't seen any footage from the PS5 version, so I'm not. I mean, everyone lives in hopes, but I don't trust them anymore. I just don't trust game companies to do the right thing anymore.
Yeah, it can be very frustrating at times.
It can.
So we won't mention Project Cars.
Oh, Project Cars 3. Don't get me started.
No, didn't get my money.
They didn't get mine either.
Yep.
Oh god. What a wasted opportunity that was. Don't know what Mr. What's his face? Ian Bell was thinking of that one. And the way they talk to the fans, especially on Twitter, I don't know if you're much of a Twitter person, But
Oh, I've seen bits and pieces.
But
Well,
just-
I don't follow it any longer. Put it that way. So yeah.
well,
not
just
interested.
some of their responses to people on Twitter, they were acting as if we're all stupid idiots, or we're too nerdy for liking sim racing or something. And I was like, what are you talking about? The first 2 games were the nerdiest sims you could probably get at the time. Like,
Yes.
it was unbelievable. So yeah, that's a great one to talk about when you're around drinking.
But for
Brentcicles.
console people, there wasn't much options. There wasn't many options.
That's
There was
right.
no GT Sport at the time when P cars first came out, and it offered something, and then it just went south from there.
Yeah. Don't know what they thought of Project Cars. Blanchy, that was a stop and not a stop and go, but a splash and dash, and he's out in
Yep.
second. He's not too far
Oh, I
behind.
think he may drop a little further. Yeah, he'll drop down just a little bit further. I think
As it's up.
probably about 6th on 5th or 6th possibly.
Sorry, yeah. Forgot. We got to wait for the update. So yeah, he's behind.
There he goes into 5th currently. 6th.
So that'll be.
I think that's where he'll maybe. 7th.
Yeah, the
Wow,
Brentcicles
okay.
is just ahead of him.
Yep.
Greg says too many non-prescription drugs for Bell. I think so. They have promised us, obviously, Project Cars 4 to be back to what they
Yeah.
normally do.
Yeah, Again, it won't be getting my money.
Oh,
Not up front, not on a pre-order, not on anything like that. It'll be no.
No, you should never pre-order anymore. Oh, I think that might have been Aaron off there. I saw some gravel and cart 1. Well, it was cart 1 that went off. So we just saw the gravel being picked up. I could hear it in my headphones. And yeah, cart loses 2 spots to Ortec and Aaron there.
Wow.
So that'll update. He'll drop to 14.
That's frustrating with only 4 minutes to go in the race.
Yes, it can happen sometimes.
But still, again, another 3.5 minutes to go. Another great clean race. Yes, there's been some mistakes made along the way. But,
It's been a lot less
That
than-
happens everywhere, but it has been another good show by everybody.
There's been very little mistakes that we've seen tonight, actually. Obviously, being dry has helped that out. That wet race that these guys did they did well, because the pro guys got most of a dry race when they went to Brands Hatch.
Let me tell you, I was very disappointed it was dry.
Yeah, I was looking forward to a wet one, but anyway, it is what it is.
Yep.
Still got Andrelli and Wilson. These guys probably the closest out there at the moment. As we hit 3 minutes to go. 7/10. Just Andrelli just needs to find that something extra. And he's been working on Wilson now for at least 8-9 minutes in the run up to the checkered flag, and hasn't seemed to have found anything that he can exploit.
Burrow has been pushing hard to reduce that original gap from 5 seconds down to 2.5 seconds. He's unfortunately going to run out of time.
I think he will.
Unless there's a mistake made by Wheezy.
You can just see Wheezy there, just ahead of him.
Yeah.
We're going to start it's probably the penultimate lap now. So we've got 2 laps to go, I would put into it. I wonder, can Burrow close that gap? Last measurement was 2.9. It's going to update shortly. Has he made any time? He really needs to put in a killer lap.
Brentcicles is now closing in. He's only 1 second behind TT.
No,
he's only, Burrow's only pulled a 10th.
Yeah, not enough. Andrelli
We've
here
got Andrelli, yeah.
on Wilson. He's closed him up. This seems to happen most of the time, but this is where Wilson gets him. But Blanchy ahead might cause a bit of a mix-up. Maybe change the algorithm a little bit for Wilson, because he's...
Brentcicles is also on the back of TT.
Oh, so we could have
The
some
fifth
last-minute changes all the way through the field here.
Yeah.
So it was looking good for the Bentleys in the opening rounds, but maybe it was tyre wear that's been detrimental for them here, because they've Only Burra is the best performing one here tonight in the Bentley.
And I'm sure Burra took tyres, so that is probably why he's been able to claw his way back.
Yeah, with the extra
I can't remember on Wheezy whether Wheezy did take tyres or not.
Axel Hammerfoot. Here we go. TT, I don't think he's going to have to worry about a move from Brentcicles into the first turn. No. So TT's got that one covered. Wheezy Western has made a little bit of time on Burradog. This is it, the final lap though. And the Lamborghini looks like he's going to get a win here tonight in the Pro-Am. He was looking good in quali too, I must say. His cars just look solid the way it is attacking the corners tonight. Just looks...
Hey, he's done a great job, consistent, not a scratch on the car.
No, not a single scratch. They'll be happy with that one. Can bring it back looking like when they gave it to you. So Wheezy into the LDSs now. It's got the number 1 flashing on the screen to let us know he's the first place driver. Last 2 corners for Wheezy. And absolutely outclassed everyone tonight. There he is.
Great drive. Great drive from Wheezy.
There's the checker. There it is for Wheezy. He'll take the win.
It is.
Has finished the race.
And Burradog, a good comeback there at the end as well to take second place and fly. Third place as well, so a very good race for him.
And even HSVB in 4th.
Yeah,
you know, I think he started 10th.
Yeah, and even TT's worked his way forward.
Yep.
Did TT get ahead of Brentcicles then?
Yep. Some really, really great driving and consistent driving.
And Andrelli got Wilson on that last lap as well.
Oh, wow.
So Andrelli beat
He'd be
him.
kicking himself.
Yeah. Vortec staying out of Aaron. Gaza, he's fallen to 13.
Gaza, yeah.
I think it was tyres at the end of the day.
I think so too.
But what a race. Hope you guys enjoyed that one from home. Because, yeah, we had a pretty good race there in the Pro-Am. We'll have Pro next week, where you'll be attacking Zandvoort. So, have you learned anything from watching the Pro-Am tonight? Watching other races?
It's the strategy. It's the strategy side of things. It's for me and the rest of my teammates going into the pro race next week. It'll be in regards to doing that full race run, having a look at the tyre wear. Do we need to change? Don't we need to change? And making those right decisions and staying out of trouble. Caused by others or by yourself. That's key.
Absolutely. Well, that pretty much brings us to... But it was, Wheezy West at the end of the day. Burradog and Fly, your 1, 2, 3. And some good points as well for the team. Well, tomorrow night I've got Go To Woe, the Trent Tasman GT4 Cup. So some GT4 racing on ACC. They're at Monza tomorrow, so join us for that from 7:30. And then we've got RaceOnOz in the Next Generation Contenders Cup on Thursday night from 7:20. That's some team-based racing, which is very unique, and I think it's the best team-based event in any sim racing event I've ever seen, including some of the professional attempts at it. And then we've got the Endurance Championship from RaceOnOz on the ACC as well. Round 3 at Imola. So we got a 2-hour race there. Are you on that in that one on Saturday?
No, I'm not, mate. I've got unfortunately somewhere else to be, which nothing major by any stretch of the imagination, but a trip to the hospital on Saturday, so I might be a bit doughy
Fair enough.
on Saturday night.
And then we'll end the week with Race on Oz with the Sunday night GT Sport. That's our final round from Lake Maggiore, which is a Gran Turismo original circuit. And then I have another quiet week the week after. So we've got a busy week this week. If you go to demo1garage.com and then hit the menu and go to upcoming races, you'll see all the events that are planned, and you can plan your week for that. But thanks, K-Man, for coming. Hope you enjoyed tonight.
Thanks for having me. Happy to drop by whenever. Greatly appreciated, and again, well done to everybody.
Absolutely. Well, that's it from us, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll see you tomorrow night, and stay safe out there. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Josh. Bye.
No worries, mate. See ya.